right, guys, suddenly Spaceship's blowing that group wide open. I think we might quickly skip this match. I think let's just look at the groups quickly, because we did just finish another group, and then let's get back to Starbases while we still have Grayscale here. So this was Group G, end of the second day. This group is completely open.
It'll be the most exciting group to watch next week.
Basically, the two teams that win next week will go through. Yeah. It's really nice to have this group like this. I still think that think that suddenly Spaceships and Gypsy Band will go through, but
I think so too.
But I'm not entirely. Who knows in this crazy group of.
I can't wait to find out.
It's an envelope of excitement. All right. Anyway, so Grayscale, I rudely interrupted you just a few minutes ago. So we had 5 principles for the new Starbases.
So
Customizability?
Yeah, ownership, which covers customizability. We want people to feel like it's their Starbase, which means they need to have some way to stamp it with theirs. What that's going to be, up for discussion. But yeah, it can't just be bland, boring box. It has to be interesting. We want to get rid of the force fields because customer support hate them, and because they're awkward in a lot of ways. Obviously, that opens up some issues with like safety at Starbases that we need to look into. But having a completely unlockable invulnerability field is kind of awkward. We're trying to see if we can move away from that.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what we get. We might end up falling back on our asses and doing it anyway, but we want to try and avoid it if possible. We want to have one structure. Not having all these individual structures in space, it's a nightmare technically.
Well, modular.
Yes.
Something
like
modular, yeah. Something along those lines is going to happen. I think it makes it a lot cleaner. Means the server can actually know what's at the Starbase rather than having to guess.
And your jump raider doesn't get caught in the silos and bounce around, and that's really annoying.
That's 3. There's a 4th one. I'm trying to know what the 4th one is. I don't know what the 5th one is. It's been a while since I worked on this stuff.
Should have wrote it down.
Yeah, I know. The other thing we do need to do is we want to have a path for retiring the old system eventually. So everything that's currently done by the existing Starbase system either has to be duplicated in the new one or needs to be decided we don't want this anymore, we're going to get rid of it. So
is number 4 the Starbase town?
The
Starbase town without restrictions to...
Probably, yeah. Yeah, we want to get rid of anchoring restrictions as much as possible. There needs to be some proximity issues, but otherwise, and we need to
Can you elaborate on what you mean by Starbase town? Because that's
not have we don't want towers colliding with each other. Obviously, there needs to be some separation between them, and we don't want them on gates or
but
on
you're talking
stations.
about more than one tower per grid.
Yeah, wherever you would. I would love to have you walk into someone's capital in nullsec and just have this sea of construction facilities, just
I love building things in space.
Bubble of stuff.
Scalability.
Scalability, yes. Yes, that was the 5th one.
That's why you're lead.
Yeah. Maybe we had you here for a reason.
Scalability is we want to be able to hit everybody. We want to be able to hit one guy who wants to have a little hut in space. We want to be able to hit the Alliance who wants their own Death Star.
So everybody can have, even Steve.
I don't want one.
Yeah, he hates.
You will.
Too much fun.
You will want
You
one.
have to have one.
I would be really impressed if you made me want one. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's various little things we want to do, but the main thing is we want one system that everyone in the game goes, I want to use that.
That's actually something that comes up a lot. There's a lot of people. I've seen a lot of new people come into the game and kind of come into PvP, and as they move up and kind of look up at the larger scale game, they want to enter in that way. They want to go to low sec and have their one POS, their little base that they have. And right now, it's awkward to do that for sure.
There's a lower bound of investment. You have to have at least this much money to play, and then there's an upper band of once you get to a certain point, you've got a faction Death Star.
But work. I mean, it's a lot of work to have a POS right now.
Yeah, and that's something again that needs to scale. If you want to have a big structure for your alliance, then that's going to have to be a lot of work. But if you want to have your little little ammo hangar, maybe
you can just use a T1 industrial to
haul out, stick it in space. It's not bothering everybody.
Yeah, and fuel costs, of course, being much lower on a smaller structure. And
Yeah. So I think this is in very early stages. We're still just concepting. We haven't pinned it down. The design team's not agreed on what we want to do. We've not art-reviewed it.
Imagine undoing such an old system and putting in such a big new system. It's going to take a lot of time, but we all really are excited for it.
There's quite a lot of fundamental stuff that just has to be in place. How do you build it and how do you set it up and how do we track it on the server and stuff. But once that's all laid down, I'm hoping it should be fairly. And then we can do crazy stuff like jump drives and things.
Yeah,
that's one of my pie in the sky ideas. This is mainly actually coming out of if you do small gang stuff and you want to relocate, it's a pain in the dick, right? Like,
So you can move your star
you
base.
set up like a thing and it takes 48 hours to spin up the jump drive, and the starbase goes.
Oh,
Fill
that's
it with
too
guns
cool.
and dump it into someone's
So you
space
don't
48
have to have
hours
some
later.
poor logistics director unanchoring everything,
Yeah,
packing
yeah,
up
yeah,
a freighter and then moving
yeah,
every
yeah.
anchor.
Anyway, guys, let's
Maybe.
just jump to the match. This is Red versus Blue, who are looking really, really good, versus Kill It With Fire, who have also had a respectable showing, but not as much to show for it. What do you say, Sasha?
Red versus blue is just too much fun. I know Kill 2 hates fun, but I'm going to go with red versus blue.
Kill Team.
I have Kill It With Fire circled, but I'm going to change it.
Oh.
I'm going to circle red versus blue.
All right.
I'm doing well with being contrary. I'm going to say Kill It With Fire.
All right, I'm going to go with Red versus Blue. I think they're for real. Let's see.